Hi friends, this is going to be a different video for you today. This is card making day for me. I need to make some cards. I have customer thank you cards and cards I want to make for my team, plus some family birthdays and friend birthdays. And so I am stamping away while I'm also busy canning and making apple jelly and zucchini jalapeno pepper jelly. So I have tons of things on the go right now. But I thought, you know what? Why am I not sharing what I'm making with you? So that's what I'm going to do. And this is keeping it real. My crazy happy desk at the moment. So let me show you what I've got going on here. So I have been simply gluing on 4 by 5 1/4 pieces of designer series paper onto my card bases. So these are from the One Horse Open Sleigh. And then I had some strips left over, and these measured 2 1/4 and 2 1/4 by 5 1/2. So then I just mounted them on a piece of Misty Moonlight that was cut 2 1/2 by 5 1/2 so that I can make some cards. And then the sentiments, I am wanting to use, or I have been, I should say, using my paper pumpkin stamps a lot more because there's so many wonderful sayings and sentiments with my paper pumpkin sets. So I thought this sentiment, your smile makes the world a brighter place, looked really, really nice with that designer series paper. So that's all I've got done to those. These are old olive bases, very vanilla. And then I've kind of separated them. So these ones have the deer and the fox. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to stamp on those ones yet. Sorry, we have farm trucks going up the road. So if it's loud, my apologies. I absolutely love this designer series paper, this pattern. This reminds me of home. Comox on Vancouver Island with the mountains and the trees. It's just, I don't know. I just love this. So I'm not sure what I'm going to stamp on those ones either. And this is just kind of like, well, for lack of a better word, my Serene designer series papers. I want to use a stamp that reflects this serenity of these patterns. So I've got those put aside. And then I also have some of these that were left over from kits. I just cut a whole bunch of extras for myself because I knew I needed cards. And so I'm going to put some sentiments on those. And yeah, so let me get cracking here. So I don't have the names written down on my paper pumpkin stamps. I'm going to get organized. I will go through and do that at some point, but right now all I do is I take the plastic sleeves that come with our dies and I put the stamps in there and I just write all occasion. If there's something particular on a stamp set from Paper Pumpkin that I want to use, I'll put that on. And then I have my, well, I'll just show you. So I have just one of these fabric boxes on my shelf, and then inside I have my paper pumpkin stamps. Look at all these great stamps, and then all my Christmas. So I am using them. So with this stamp set, it has The World Awaits, and I thought that was a perfect sentiment for this card. And I think I'm just going to be using Misty Moonlight on all my cards today. So these are going to be very, very simple, basic cards, which, as we know, there's nothing wrong with that. Basically, stamps, ink, and paper. I probably will put on, I don't know, some sort of bling. But for now, I'm just going to stamp on my sentiments. Let's see. This one might be a good one too for this sentiment. I love this. The world awaits you, because we all make a difference in this world, right? Here's another one. Let's do that one. I love how we can use so many different sentiments with this beautiful paper, and it's going to look really great. So from this same paper pumpkin set, I'll grab a smaller block. The sentiment Dream Big, Aim High, I think is also great for this pattern paper. Here's another paper pumpkin. When I'm organized, and some of my sets do have this where I've stamped on paper. Oh my gosh, my nails are so short I can't even get that off. And then I can read better what the sentiments are, so I will do that for this set. Okay, so I am just gonna flip that over like so. Stamp. Let's get this out of the way. So as you can see, I'm just inking without taking them off. This is just how I do it. Cheat, 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 but quick. And then I'm going to put my paper on top. And then I'm just going to take my block and then just push down. Nice and firm. And that way I don't have to take all the stamps off the block. And then I can see what I have. So I do know I want a card for a friend of mine who is kind of off on a new venture. So may your journey through life take you to many new and exciting places. That's a perfect stamp for her. So find my cleaner. There. So that is clean. Like the script on that. Now I also keep in my desk drawer strips of mostly white and vanilla that have been cut off from paper when I'm making my cards, and I've decided I'm actually going to stamp that on here. These are perfect for banners. I'm just going to cut a strip off my dimensionals. It was just a thought after I stamped. I'm like, you know what? I think that would look pretty popped up. Not a very straight line, but that's okay. And again, I'll add some bells and whistles to this with some glitter, and then that will be ready. Okay, so now I'm going to pop my stamps back in their package, which of course, just a reminder, this is not the package they come in. These are from dies, and this is just how I store these stamps. And now I've got my stamped piece, and there it goes. So that makes life so much easier, doesn't it? I'll show you, I've done this with some other ones. Let's see. Not many. It's going to be a sit down where I need to go through, but you can see I've done that here. Here's another one. This works for me. It's just a matter of remembering to stamp my sets before I file them, but it really is a time saver. And I love my little kits. I love my stamps that come in my kits. The sentiments quite often are very different than what we have in our catalogs, and it's only through our kits that we can get sentiments like what some of these sets have. So yeah, that's what I do there. So let's press on. I'm going to save this. I don't think I want that one there. This is actually one of my favorite sets from a paper pumpkin long time ago. You can tell I've used this a ton. Be kinder to yourself and let your kindness flood the world. I love that. You're the reason I smiled today. So I'm going to use the be kinder for some of these. I think I'll use that for these ones. But I think I'm going to use, I don't know if I want to use Misty Moonlight on that or not. I think for this one I'm going to use the Pebbled Path. I decided to use Early Espresso for this one. Kind of looking around the you know, the tail and the ears, there's that dark color, so I'm just gonna pull that color into my card. And this one says, you're the reason I smiled today. I mean, who wouldn't love getting a card that says that? That would just make anybody feel good. Ever wondering how to clean your stamps? Like, I'm gonna need to clean these because I've got glitter and residue and stuff on the back of them, and pretty soon they're not gonna stick to blocks. So all I do to clean my stamps is I take them and I put them in a colander, I rinse them with water, and then I just set them aside to dry. Or I have like a kitchen towel that doesn't have a lot of lint on it. It's like a bar towel, and then that works. Cleans them and they're ready to go and stick real well. Oh, I think you are wonderful. That would be a nice one to put on there. Just a little high for me. The thing I like about you is everything. That's nice too. I'm going to do I think you're wonderful because, again, who wouldn't love getting a card in the mail that says something like that? And I want these cards to make people feel wonderful. So I'm going to bring in my peacock for this one because that's the color of the card base. I am going to pull in my double oval punch here. I have a scrap piece of Misty Moonlight. So I'm going to pop that out. And then some scrap piece of basic white. You can see I've been using other punches with this. I'm going to cut a strip so I can slide it through and just cut that oval that I wanted. So the thing I like about you is everything. Slide that in and look at it, fits perfect. Oh my goodness. Does that ever make me happy? Except I think I used peacock. Oh my goodness, I did. Okay, so we will save that for another one. We are working with Misty Moonlight. So, clean my stamp. And let's try that again. Let's go this way. There. That's the right blue. Color coordination makes everything, doesn't it? Okay. Pop that out. Right there. Let's move this in so you can see what I'm doing. And a couple dimensionals. A card that has some of that pretty peacock. Here we go. Let's use this one. These were, like I said earlier, bits left over from previous cards I had been making. Let's do this one. So going through my craft basket, I don't have any scraps of my Pretty Peacock cardstock, and I don't want to cut an entire piece of 8.5 by 11 just for a few cards. But I do have some scrap pieces from Designer Series paper, the One Horse Open Sleigh. So I'm going to use the wood grain. So I'm just going to cut out some of those. Okay. This is all about using scrap pieces. I already have some of these pre-cut, so I'm going to put them on. I know they're not stamped, but that's because I'm going to use the a different color for the sentiment. I didn't realize I have some more of my embossed strips. That would have been nice with the snowflake folder. Didn't think about that, but that's okay. That's just fine. We'll do that on my next batch of cards. So I am stamping too quick, not giving it enough time to really absorb into the paper. So what was happening is I was getting a smudge. So that's why I redid my stamping there. So I have some more Designer Series paper in my scrap basket. This is from that beautiful autumn paper, which I know Stampin' Up! Is having a very hard time keeping in stock right now. Whoops. I'm going to cut that out. I know I need some birthday cards, so I have pulled out a birthday stamp set. Alright, I'm bringing in my scrap basket. I told you this is a very different kind of video today where I am just stamping and showing you what I'm up to, what I'm making, and keeping it real. So, I wasn't even going to film this today actually. I wanted to get my cards made for my friends, but I thought, why am I not sharing this? Because I know there's a lot of new stampers looking for ideas, or if you're just a seasoned stamper and you're looking for quick card ideas, or if you're just bored and just feel like watching YouTube, I'm here for you. So I am pulling out some Designer Series paper. See, these are leftovers. These are gold. I will use these on so many different projects. And I am just trying to figure out what I want to use for my oval on the last few cards here, and I just figured it out. So let me put my basket away. I loved this leather pattern, but I did not like it. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to use that. But for this card where I've got the books, let me zoom in. Where I have the book Designer Series paper, the leather is going to be a perfect background for my sentiment because it's like you're in a library, right? So I'm going to punch out some ovals. Oh, and yeah, the pattern on the back of this, that's my favorite. That's what I've been using, is this one right here. For these 3 cards, where I put on the white ovals, I am going to emboss the sentiment. So I'm bringing in some more of my wood grain pattern designer series paper. I do believe for these last 2 cards, I'm going to use Go To Greetings and Stamp a Thank You. I love this stamp set. You've got your different fonts, different sizes, and I just think this script with this kind of vintagey looking paper is perfect. This one in the early espresso. I'm pulling out the Grassy Grove and Horse and Sleigh stamp set, and I'm going to stamp some bunnies and some deer, and not quite sure what else I'm going to do on these cards, but I'm going to fast forward it and you can see how I finish them. Now I have a strip of mossy metal cardstock. This is about 1/2 inch in width, and I'm just going to use my scissors to cut it in half. You can use a paper trimmer or paper cutter, but I'm just going to do this. I'm going to fold this in half just because I want it to be the same length. I'm just going to cut on a diagonal there. Now I'm going to take my bone folder and just break the fibers in that paper, make it a little bit more pliable. And these might be too long, but I can trim those up. And now I have this piece here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that as well. So this is going to measure, let's see, where are we at? That is 3.5. Okay, so I'm going to take my bone folder and go back and forth on that paper. Now you could use glue for this next step, but I'm just going to use a glue dot. So I'm going to pick up a glue dot and put it right in the center, and I'm going to fold over one end, flip it around, fold over the other end. Of course, you want to make it pretty even on both sides. I'm going to take another glue dot, put that right in the center, and I know that these are going to be longer than what I need, so I'm just going to trim them up. And I'm going to take one of the bits that I just cut off, and I'm going to wrap it around the center of this bow, put a glue dot in the back. And this is a great way to embellish your cards if you don't have any ribbon that matches the card that you're working on. And I'm just going to play with that a little bit. All right, now let's put this on. So I'm going to take a glue dot again. I'm going to tuck that underneath my banner. I'm just tucking that right underneath my sentiment. Take another glue dot. Put that underneath. Another glue dot behind this. Maybe we'll use 2 glue dots. And again, you can use glue. I'm just using glue dots right now because it's super fast. Gonna put that right there like so, and then look at that beautiful little paper bow. So quick and easy, great way to use up scraps and to add a little embellishment. And now I'm just taking a gold pearl from the Festive Pearls, and I'm just gonna put that right on the center of that bow. All my cards were made. I don't even know how many cards I made. I made so many cards today. So these were the ones with the vellum banners. Some of them I just left, you know, I just put the gold bow on. Some I put some embellishments, a little bit different each one. So there's those cards. Then we have these ones. And I used the loose silver sequins and put 3 on each one just to add a little bit of a subtle embellishment. And then the bunny card. There's more bunny cards in here somewhere. And the little fox. I love adding the different texture with the ribbon as well as the embellishment. I use the shimmery textured paste. So really fun. These cards were not difficult to make or even time consuming. I would say all in all it took me about 4 hours to make all of these cards, and that was with a few breaks, letting my dogs out, stirring the jelly that I've got on the go, but really did not take long to put these cards together. Here's some more. Each one's just a little bit different. Here's the cards with the paper bows. And then we got all of these. I wasn't quite sure how to finish this one. I did add the twine, but I think it turned out fine. It looks good. I really like these ones. I like them all actually. I love how the designer series paper is just doing all the work and pulling everything in. The deer stamps and dies worked beautifully with this paper. Look at this gorgeous script on this card. Looks very vintagey. Again, simple cards. If you were just to put together 1 or 2 of these, it would take you no time at all, or even 3 or 4. But I made a lot of cards today. And a lot of these cards were made using card bases I already had and the designer series paper already cut. So let's see how many cards I made. 2. I actually made 30 cards. There's another one here I'd forgotten about. This one I squeezed on some of the metallic enamel effects. Wasn't sure if I was gonna like it or not. Anyhow, that's still drying. So I actually made 30 cards. Whew! That was fun. That was a lot of fun. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, it wasn't a planned video, but I thought, well, since I'm making cards today, why not film the process? And I wasn't sure how they were going to turn out or how my layouts would be, but I'm really pleased with how they came together. And don't forget, our paper pumpkin and our kits that we sell through Stampin' Up have all kinds of awesome stamp sets. And thanks so much for watching, friends. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it so you're notified every time I upload a new video. I appreciate you. Take care and happy stamping.